This chart shows the weighted age of every NBA champion since 1970. The weighted age is the average age of players that play an impactful amount of minutes on a certain team. And for the teams that have won NBA championships, this weighted age seems to be around 28 years. The oldest team to win it all was the 1998 Chicago Bulls with a weighted age of 32.1. The 1977 Portland Trail Blazers are the youngest team to win it all with the weighted age of 24.2. And then you have this year's Oklahoma City Thunder, who would be the youngest NBA champion of all time at a weighted age of 22.7. The Oklahoma City Thunder just pulled off one of the greatest seasons in their franchise's history. A lot of that can be accredited to their MVP caliber point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai led the Thunder to a 57-win year and became the youngest #1 seed in NBA history. His 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals a game have propelled this team from a play-in to a #1 seed. Shai sets the tone on both ends of the basketball for this team and has led them to a top 5 ranking in both defensive and offensive ratings, which in most situations is a recipe for a ring. In the last 40 years, 37 out of 40 NBA teams who have won a championship ranked in either top 5 offensive or defensive ratings. This Thunder team ranks top 5 in both. The numbers scream NBA champions, but their age and their resume don't. Although there have been young teams that have won before. For example, last year's Nuggets team won with the average age of 27.5. And the Golden State Warriors won in 2015 with the average age of 26.5. If you are good enough, age does not play a factor. But are the Oklahoma City Thunder a good enough team where age will not matter?
What makes OKC so good is their ability to drive the basketball, and then kick, and then drive the basketball, and then kick. And they did this last year. This is how they played last year. And then all of a sudden, Chet comes in, and it unlocks everything. Unlock how you maximize the offense. You need Chet on that team.
For sure.
5 out is the most common used offensive set in the NBA, but very few teams are able to do it as effectively as the Oklahoma City Thunder. Due to Chet's mobility and his size, teams have trouble staying in front of him. On this out of bounds play right here, you see Rudy Gobert struggle to stay attached to Chet, which leads to an easy dunk. So in the second half, the Wolves decide to go to a zone to keep Rudy closer to the basket. Only issue is you're giving Chet, a 40% three-point shooter, a wide open look. OKC is also deadly when it comes to these ghost screens. Ghost screen is when the offensive player goes to set a screen and instead of putting his body there, he taps the hip of the defender. This ghost screen right here by Chet leaves Trey Mann and Zubac frozen, forcing Kawhi to rotate up, and right there you get Jalen Williams making an easy no-look pass to Isaiah Joe for the dunk. Offensively wise, this team is elite, but they're also elite on the defensive end. The Thunder led the league in steals this year, completely frustrating opposing teams with their consistent switching in and out of zone coverage. And of course, when you have Chet down there in the paint protecting the rim, it doesn't hurt either. As great as this Thunder team has been this year, there is something that does worry me. They rank 28th in total rebounds this season. Like the late great Pat Summitt once said.
For us, it's always been offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounding wins championships.
It's simple math, really. If you have more rebounds than the other team, that means more opportunities for you to score and more opportunities to take the time off the clock, giving your opponent less chance to score. For example, the Warriors in 2022 were top 10 in rebounding. The Bucks were #1 in 2021, and the Lakers were top 15 in 2020. All NBA champions. And honestly, when I was making this video, I was like, there it is. I found it. The Oklahoma City Thunder cannot win an NBA championship because they just can't rebound the basketball. But I decided to keep digging, and I found out that that's not entirely true. There are some great teams that have won an NBA championship and they couldn't rebound. In 2019, the Toronto Raptors finished 22nd in rebounds. In 2018, the Golden State Warriors finished 21st in rebounds. And in 2013, the Miami Heat were dead last in rebounds and went on to win an NBA championship. So I got to wondering, does it matter if you can rebound to win a championship in the NBA? Well, it does, and it doesn't. Let me explain. Rebounding as a whole doesn't really play a factor when it comes to winning a championship in the NBA. But defensive rebounding, well, that does. The ability to hold your opponent to one possession is huge when it comes to playoff time. When you look at the stats, there's also a lot more of a correlation here between defensive rebounding and championships. And for the Oklahoma City Thunder, they rank top 15 in defensive rebounding, meaning every single metric points to a championship team in the Oklahoma City Thunder. So why is there so many critics? Why do so many people think that the Thunder cannot pull off a championship this year? Are they really just too young to actually win? Or is age just a number?
Do you think youth or experience matters in the playoffs?
I think it will matter to a certain degree. I mean, they have very little experience.
The biggest concern around the Oklahoma City Thunder is not their youth. It's what comes with it. That is their lack of playoff experience. The Thunder starters have less playoff experience combined than rookie Jason Tatum. Let me say that one more time. The Thunder starting five has less playoff experience combined than rookie Jason Tatum. Shea and Lu Dort together combined for a total of 627 playoff minutes throughout their careers, while 19-year-old Jason Tatum had 683. Going beyond OKC's starting lineup, there are 6 total players that have playoff experience on this team. Gordon Hayward, Bismack Biyombo, Mike Muscala, and Isaiah Joe to go along with Shea and Dort. Those 6 players combined have 2,623 postseason minutes. Jason Tatum by himself has over 1,000 more minutes with 3,676 playoff minutes. This team essentially has no meaningful playoff experience. Since 2003, every championship team has an average of 1,699 playoff minutes per player. Yes, each individual player has nearly 1,700 playoff minutes. This is half of what the entire Thunder team have combined. To go even further, the 2004 Washington Wizards are the only team in the last 20 years to even win a playoff series when the players on their roster have a less than 100 playoff minutes each. This year's Thunder team just barely squeaks by with the average of 170 postseason minutes per player. But why is it so important that the Thunder have postseason experience? Because with postseason experience comes playoff scars. Every great player needs to develop scars to win a ring. Jordan lost to the Celtics 2 times in a row, followed by the Pistons 3 years in a row before finally breaking through and winning his first ring. LeBron lost to the Spurs and the Mavericks in the finals before going on to win his first title in 2013. These scars are essential to winning. Unless you have LeBron James on your team who has taken a bunch of guys that lack playoff experience, you need playoff scars to win. If you look at the last 5 NBA champions, they all have playoff scars in their last 4 years. You can see that most of them either attended the Western or Eastern Conference Finals or made it to the second round in consecutive years. And now here are the last 4 playoff appearances for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The only team to win a championship with 1 playoff appearance in a 4-year window before breaking through was the 2008 Boston Celtics. Although they created a big 3, signing Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen to play alongside Paul Pierce. This trio had a combined 121 playoff appearances before this point. Playoff scars. So no, the Oklahoma City Thunder are not too young to win an NBA championship. They proved that this regular season dominated one of the hardest conferences we've seen in a while with 10 teams over 500, but they do lack the adequate playoff experience they need to win a championship. Realistically, this team is probably 2 to 3 years away from actually competing for a ring, according to the numbers in history, of course. But this is sports. Anything can happen. We have seen crazier things happen than just a young team that doesn't seem like they're ready. And personally, I'm all here for it. I'm a big fan of Shea and I love watching this Thunder team grow. And maybe they will break it. Maybe they'll be the youngest team to ever win an NBA championship. And if they do, just know I will definitely be here covering it all. And if you love the NBA or just like watching games, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, drop me a like. And always, you guys have a great day and God bless.